Welcome back to Storytime. Today I'm going to be telling you some stories about my elementary schools. We moved around a lot when I was a kid, 6 times before I was 6 years old. The last time was in April of my kindergarten year. It was a tough transition, but I was blessed to have two amazing teachers who went out of their way to make everyone feel welcome. I'm also going to be doing some henna for you today. I started working with henna in the summer of 2016. I have spent the last 4 years educating myself on the history and the culture, and I'm currently working on becoming a certified henna artist. I only use henna that I make myself. Ingredients include organic henna powder that I buy from a reputable seller, essential oils, sugar, and water. If anyone is interested in learning more about my henna process, let me know in the comments and I will make a video at some point going into more detail. Let's get started. My first elementary school was within a mile of our house, and we walked there every day. I was terrified to go in on my first day because they were all strangers, and I wasn't supposed to talk to strangers. Here's me on my first day. This dress was worn by my cousin before me and my sister after. We all loved this dress. It was supposed to be a tradition, but my youngest sister squashed that idea. The dress was a bit dated by the time she started school, and she absolutely did not want to wear it. In an effort to ease my nerves, my aunt gifted me her Dorothy figurine and said as long as I had it with me, I would be okay. After that, I was slightly less nervous and wound up making friends pretty quickly. One day, the teacher asked if any of our parents might be interested in coming in to read to us. Both my parents worked during the day, so I asked my grandmother, and she was more than happy to do it. She stayed with the school as a volunteer for almost 25 years, which she jokingly says is all my fault. She graduated from reading to helping in the office and teaching kids to read. She worked with students who had learning difficulties and tried to help them catch up. She was known as Grammy to hundreds of students and teachers because that's how 5-year-old me introduced her to my class, and it stuck. I was completely oblivious to the fact she had a real name. She was also known for giving hugs to everyone. She made sure those kids knew someone cared about them. Every year she would look forward to reading the honor roll lists in the newspaper because she wanted to see if any of her kids were in there. A lot of them were. By the way, I still have this Dorothy figurine, and she comes with me whenever I start something new. She was in the cup holder next to me when my husband and I left Massachusetts to move to Texas, and in my pocket during my first job interview. I loved my second elementary school. It had a quote on the front of the building by William Butler Yeats. "There are no strangers here, only friends you haven't met yet." That was comforting for me coming in at the end of the year when everyone else already knew each other. It was a rectangular building with a garden courtyard in the middle. The library in particular was my favorite. It was a strange setup. It was like a pyramid of steps in the middle of the room. The bookshelves were all around the edges of the room, and the checkout was at the top of the pyramid. We sat on the steps for story time. My dad used to volunteer there on his day off. He would help check out books, restock the shelves, and repair other books that had been well loved over the years. My kindergarten teacher was married to the principal of the school. They also lived right down the street from us, so we got to know them. He was kind of like the Santa of our town. He had a wood shop in his garage, and he would spend his free time making little toys for kids. He was also known in the school for tugging on ponytails. If you had your hair up, he'd find you at some point during the day. We all thought it was funny and made a game out of hiding from him when we saw him coming. When I was in 2nd grade, we all had to learn how to tell time on an analog clock. My dad spent days making clocks out of cardboard with moving arms, one for each of the kids in my class. The teacher used them to help us learn. I was very lucky to have a father who was so involved in my education. School was also very encouraging of parents volunteering in classes. there we have it, just a simple flower and leaf design. What do you think? That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the stories and the henna, and I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. If you liked today's video, please let me know by liking, commenting, and subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.